Hi everybody, Debbie here from Easy Piano Styles. How are you doing today? It's a cold one today. My hands are just icicles. But when I play the piano, it's going to warm them right up. So I thought today, for today's lesson, since the class for Grown Accustomed to Her Face is coming up on Wednesday night, which I'm excited to teach, I thought I would give you a little snippet of the beginning of that class, what it's going to be like. And I just wanted to tell you something funny that I realized today. I was thinking, now, why did I choose this song, I've Grown Accustomed to Her Face? And I thought, you know what? For those of you who've been in quarantine with a loved one all this time for the past year, this song might make a lot of sense, right? So I've been married for almost 25 years, and I've grown pretty accustomed to my husband Ralph's face. Especially a lot in the last year, and so I thought, well, isn't that kind of funny that I chose this song, I've Grown Accustomed to Her Face, or his face. So the good, the bad, the ugly. You certainly are spending a lot of time with the person that you're living with, and you get pretty accustomed to things in a good way and in a challenging way, shall we say. Anyway, so back to the lesson. So I've grown accustomed to her face. I've wanted to show you something of what I'm going to be covering in the class in the beginning, and that is the difference between three types of seventh chord. So there's more than three types, but these are the main three types. There's something called a major seventh chord, then there's a minor seventh chord, and there's a dominant seventh chord. And in I've Grown Accustomed to Her Face, I'm looking at the chart right now, in the first line, the very first line of it, here, oh, this is a really big book. The very first line of it, you can see there's a major chord, major seventh, then there's a minor seventh, that F minor, and then there's a B flat seventh. So we've got all three types, and I'm going to explain to you the difference between them. So in the first chord, it's a major chord, the first major seventh, okay. E flat major seventh. We got to start with, is it a major triad or a minor triad? If it says E flat major seventh, then that is a major chord. Now you may say, well, of course, Debbie, it says E flat major seventh. Well, the major seventh part is referring to the type of seventh that's on top, not the triad. So it is a major chord though, E flat major. E flat, G, B flat, and you can always construct any major chord by going 4 half steps up from the first note and 3 half steps up from that second note. So, just in case you don't know your major chord, that's a little tip on how to get there quickly. So there's this your triad. To get to the major seventh, here's another really easy way to do it. Rather than thinking, what's the seventh note in the scale of that chord, yada, yada, yada. All you do is you go down a half a step from the root of the chord. The root of an E flat chord, E flat, of course, go down a half a step, D. That's a major seventh right there. Beautiful sound. So that's how you get a major seventh. Major triad, go down a half a step from the root. That would be a D, and there's your major seventh. Very pretty. I put a major seventh on the top of lots of major chords, by the way. Okay, then we have another type of seventh. We have the minor seventh. Now, as you might have guessed from what I just said, the minor seventh is not referring to the triad, it's referring to the type of seventh on top. Okay, but we do have a minor chord, FM. F is minor. This chord is a F minor seventh. So first we play the minor triad, F minor. And you guessed it, there's a formula for that as well. Formula for a minor chord is 3 plus 4. Start at the F, 1, 2, 3, A flat, 1, 2, 3, 4, C. Voila, minor chord. Get a minor triad on any note of the piano just by counting up those half steps. Pretty cool, huh? F minor. Okay, and then with the seventh here, we go down a whole step from the root, not a half step. Half step can sound like that. An interesting chord, but not very common. So, if we go down a whole step from F, we get what? E flat. We put that on the top of the chord. Voila. F minor 7. Very pretty sound. I usually put a 7th on the top of most minor chords, even if the chart doesn't say to. All right, so we have our major 7th chord. That sound, it's a major chord, and then half step below the root of the chord. You put that on top. And then the minor 7th chord. Minor chord, and you go down a whole step. Okay. Now we kind of combine them in the next one. These are called the dominant 7th chords. We have B flat 7. So that's a 7th chord, anytime that it's just the plain letter with a 7. Doesn't say major, doesn't say minor, just a 7. That's a dominant 7th chord or 7th chord. Okay, so B flat 7. We've got B flat, D, and F. That's a B flat chord, major chord. Now, just because it's a 7, doesn't say major 7, it's just regular 7, we go down a whole step from the root. What's the whole step below B flat? Let me hear it. A flat. There we go. So we've got, I've grown accustomed to her face. She almost makes the day begin. That's the F minor 7. And then B flat 7. Voila. Those are the 3 central chords in that song. That's the 2, the 5, and the 1. The most important chords in any song. Okay, so there you have it. Maybe I'll see you on Wednesday at 7. There's still a few more openings, so sign up if you'd like to learn that song, and I'd love to meet you. Until then, stay well, and I will talk to you next week. Bye-bye.